Gentlemen, it's February 20th, 2026. Today, I'm very excited to announce was the first game of spring training for Major League Baseball. Mariners beat the Padres 6-3. There's going to be a lot of games coming up that I'm excited about. But there's also a lot more video games coming up that we're also excited about today on.
Well, for a minute there, I thought you were saying pod race? Star Wars pod race?
Pod race over the intro. Don't MLB over the intro.
This is not that. That's how out of touch I am with sports. Welcome right to another episode of Press B to Cancel, your favorite retro video game podcast. I should just say video game podcast this week. We're not talking retro, although a couple of the games are retro inspired for sure.
Retro inspired, yeah.
Yeah, but it's not retro. Anyway, this week we're going to talk about even more games we're excited for in 2026. I'm not going to do it by myself. No, I'm joined by a werewolf. How you doing this week?
I am doing great. Thank you for asking.
And also with our sports correspondent, Chardmonk. How you doing this week?
Two-time Super Bowl champion sports correspondent. Nah, I didn't do anything. I just watched the game, but good to be here. Happy to be here.
Awesome. So a couple weeks ago, we did do an episode on games we were excited for in 2026. There's like a Nintendo Direct, and there were some announcements there, and there's some cool stuff. But I couldn't help but thinking to myself, it's not as good as 2025. 2025 was a really great year for video games, and I was just a little bit disappointed in what was coming up for 2026. And then Sony had their state of play last week, and goddamn, if there wasn't a lot of great announcements. And that's not just PlayStation stuff. A lot of those are coming to PC and Switch and all that stuff as well. So there's a few titles that got announced last week and a few even this week. And I am now wondering if 2026 might even be better for games than 2025, which is wild because last year was crazy. So we're just going to go through some of the trailers and just talk about them and couple picks on the games that are on our radar and what we're excited to talk about. So I think Wolf, you said you would start first.
Yeah, so I'm not sticking exclusively to 2026. I'm sticking to things that I've been on my radar for a little while, but don't necessarily have a release date just yet. So the first one I want to talk about is Screenbound. Screenbound is it's weird because it touts itself as a 5D platformer. So essentially what it is you're moving around in a 3D world, but there are also obstacles that you have to avoid on your little Game Boy type thing that is a 2D game. So you're playing both in the 3D world and the 2D world at the same time. So some things are only visible in the 3D world and some things are only visible on the 2D screen in front of you. So it's it looks super interesting. It looks like something I've not seen before. Like you see there, he was climbing a ladder that was not in the 3D world, but it was in the 2D game that he's playing. So it just seems kind of neat. It's something I want to try.
Looks like Nest from Earthbound.
Yeah.
Let me see who's making this one. This has been on my wish list for a while. Let me check.
While you check, I really dig the style of the 3D mixed with the classic 2D in front of them. I mean, that's not a safe way to walk through a world, but holding a Game
right? Boy. This looks like people walking around at work.
Yeah. Just, when everybody's their phones and looking face down
on their phone, just chilling.
Yeah. But it looks really interesting, like the dynamic between the two worlds. That's a very, very unique looking game. When you mentioned this one, I'm like, I saw that trailer. I remember seeing some of this.
Yeah.
And I didn't even realize it was still coming out. I'm glad it's still coming out. These trailers are short.
That's cool.
Looks like the developer is Those Dang Games and Crescent Moon Games.
Okay. Not familiar with those two. So indie studios, I take it then.
Yeah. I added this to my wish list on Steam, actually. Like July 2024 is what it says. So this has been on my radar for a while.
God damn.
Wow. There's no release date?
No, it is still to be announced. It's pretty wild.
It's crazy. I've watched, I think I've watched a little bit of this. We've seen it somewhere and probably in another state of play or in another preview of it. But I do remember seeing this crazy aspect of playing the game, but doing it in real life at the same time while you're playing it. That seems kind of a cool little trip.
It was shown. I think I added it when I saw it at Summer Games Fest in 24.
That makes sense.
So
Yeah.
once I saw that, I was like, okay, that looks super cool.
Yeah, this looks cool.
Yeah.
Classic Game Boy. Yeah.
They
Looks good.
advertise it as a 5D game because
Yeah.
it's the 2D with the 3D. And yeah,
3D,
as of
very clever.
2024, it was still deep in development. So hopefully soon. That's my worry with some of these games is like they're in development for years. I just hope they come out.
Right.
Yeah, this is one I definitely hope gets finished and doesn't just get canceled because of one reason or another.
Yeah.
Right.
I would love to play this game. I mean, it looks pretty solid based on this gameplay demo from 2 years ago. So
Right. That's like
Yeah, it
that's like
looks-
how Routine took forever because I think it was announced in like 2012. Like that thing was in hell for like purgatory for a long time until it just got released last year.
But you know, like good games take time, and then that's fine. Like I'm just be optimistic for it. But it looks legit. I like how there's different styles of Game Boys or whatever they're going to call them in the game. They're there. I actually used this game for the thumbnail for this week's episode, and it's a red one, so looks like some
Nice.
cosmetic stuff. It's neat. That looks really, really cool. I'm always, but the big thing the big thing I'm looking forward to this year is all the indie titles that are taking unique spins on things, and this looks to be like a unique take on it. So it's awesome. All right, Char, what about you? What do you got that you're looking forward to this year?
I'm gonna go with I'm gonna save the best one for my big debut. So we're gonna talk about Adventures of Elliot will be the one that I wanted to go with, which is the one I just thought about this because there's one that I'm really, really excited about, and I'll go off on that for 45 minutes. So I'm gonna try and give this one some time. But Wolf brought this back up to me that this is coming out June 18th this year. And it's Square Enix, which is Sinistar's favorite company. It is a 2D action adventure RPG, so a la Legend of Zelda kind of look with the Octopath Traveler graphics. So it's got the 2D, with the kind of in-depth but retro-looking backgrounds. Pretty sick music. You get followed by a fairy, so very Legend of Zelda, and it's it's very slash kind of puzzly adventure looking kind of game. This game looks absolutely gorgeous, and a lot of people are kind of touting it to be like the next Ys, or I want to say Wise, but I know it's called Ys.
It's
yeah,
Ys,
Ys, yeah. And maybe manage mana, Secret of Mana kind of style, with some I think there's some time traveling aspects in it, so they're throwing a little Chrono Trigger into the mix or whatever. And guys, me in any game that has time traveling in it, I'm like kind of sold on to begin with, even if it is shit. I love the idea of that whole concept and not having an annoying fairy follow you around, which hopefully turns out to be the truth. I love
I mean, there is a little butterfly thing that follows him around, so there might be a fairy.
That's what I'm saying. And listen, yeah. But it looks really cool. It looks like it's right up my alley. I love the Octopath Traveler looks. The story is the one thing that lost me. Just there was a lot going on and kind of dried out because the idiot that went and got all fucking 8 characters and tried to do all of their stories at the very beginning, and that's too much. That's a lot of food to take in one sitting. So if it turns out to be kind of bite size, but still got that action adventure feel like Legend of Zelda to it, sign me up, because this very much looks like a rebirth of Legend of Zelda. So Adventures of Elliot, June 18th, it's coming out on, I guess, all platforms. It's highly touted on PlayStation 5 and the Switch 2, but it will also be available, I believe, on Xbox and most assuredly on Steam, because I have a wish listed on there right now.
Yeah. There's a few of these 2D HD RPGs that have come out over the last couple of years, right? Octopath Traveler, of course, and then we had was it Project Triangle Strategy, which I think was the name they ended up going with on that one. And then this
Triangle
one, was
Strategy,
it Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales or something?
Yep.
They got to find better names for these
is.
fucking games. Like they got to find better names. But it looks,
like
it
Final
looks
Fantasy
really good.
Pixel Remaster or Dragon's Quest Pixel Remaster.
Just,
damn.
They need better names for these. But this one looks really rad. So it's the actiony combat, which they haven't done yet in this style of game, and it really does give me hope for like eventually maybe doing a remaster of the Mana series in this style. I really like the 2D lighting or 2D HD style of lighting in this, and I know it was rumored, but I don't know if it's officially announced or anything. But they're supposed to be like potentially doing this in Chrono Trigger in the future.
I
heard rumors. Like one of the developers has kind of like slowly teased it. And that would be like the dream for me if they did Chrono Trigger in this
oh
cool
my
style.
God, in this
I
style,
would die.
Sold.
So,
Sold.
yeah.
This is the
Yeah.
only way that I will respect a Chrono Trigger remake is in this style. That's the only way.
I don't want
I
anything
do
else
not want
done to it.
anything. Yeah. No 3D. I don't want people in mocaps. I want none of that shit. Put this stuff just like this. I would buy that in a heartbeat. Oh
Don't
my God.
FF7 remake Chrono Trigger, please.
No, God, please don't.
No, it doesn't need more plot. It's the perfect just the way it is. I don't need 20 hours in poor.
The first game is the fair.
Can you imagine?
Oh my
The
God.
first 30 hours is just the
I
fair.
want this game. It's like part 2, please. When do we get to Guardia Castle?
The deep lore of Gato the robot. Find out his origin story.
You actually get to build. You get to build him. You get to help her build him.
You get
the
to
side
build him.
quest is to go get parts. Fucking goddamn it! I hate it already.
Damn it. No, Elliot looks really good, and like the music sounded pretty good from the trailer, and the style is definitely on point. I am looking forward to this one. Like I didn't try Triangle Strategy. I wasn't really into the tactics games for a while, and Octopath, as much as I liked the combat, I was with you. The whole doing 8 stories at once was a mess. I would like something more focused, and I think this is a more focused game. And the action combat, I think, might do well. So I am really excited for this one as well. I forgot about this one until you mentioned it today.
Honestly, I mean, Final Fantasy. I was actually playing Final Fantasy 4 Pixel Remaster last night because I wanted some home cooking, and I love what they did to that. I love what they've done to the Dragon Quest games. I think this new style, this futuristic retro style that we've got coming out right now is spectacular. And I think it's really cool with what they're working towards. So this is going to look really great, my personal opinion. So very excited for Adventures of Elliot.
Yeah, me too.
Silly name though. Silly name, but
it is.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So okay, my turn. Let me pull this up. I'm working with broken scenes here. Here we go. I'm gonna pick a Star Wars Galactic Racer, which if you had said, hey, you know it's a game we haven't had in a long time, pod racing. You remember pod racing? You like pod racing? I would have said no. But after seeing the trailer and seeing who's behind this, I'm actually really excited for Galactic Racer. So this is done by Fuse Games, which is a new dev. They came around about 2 years ago, I want to say, 2023. And it's made up of former staff from Criterion Games. Criterion Games are the guys who did Burnout. And when they were scooped up by EA, I think around 2010 or 2013, they started doing support work on Need for Speed as well. So they're deeply entrenched in knowing how to create racing games. Burnout's fantastic, and Need for Speed is great as well. But on top of that, they also did support work for Star Wars Battlefront 2. So not only do they know the racing games, but they did all the vehicles in not all, but a lot of the vehicle work in Star Wars Battlefront 2. So Fuse Games, the staff that came over from Criterion, know what they're doing when it comes to vehicles and know what they're doing when it comes to Star Wars. Because Star Wars, I think half the thing with Star Wars to make a good one is nailing the graphical style and the sound design. If you can nail those two things, I think the rest comes into place. So Star Wars Galactic Racers looks awesome.
Did they just do like a Burnout crash style slow motion camera in there? Because I'm like sold. Like when you said that, when you said Criterion, I was like, okay, yeah, Burnout, fucking dope. And then I literally look over at the video, and there's a guy ramming another pod racer off, and it's doing the slow motion camera pan. And I was like, yes, I'm buying this day one. This is cool as shit.
Like the whole presentation, they absolutely nail it. Like this is some of the most beautiful scenery I've seen in a Star Wars game in a long time. And like there's been some good ones, like EA as well. I mean, they own lots of studios, but was it Respawn, I think, that did not Jedi Knight. What's the one with Cal Kestis?
It was Respawn. That the people that did Titanfall. Yeah, that was their.
So I mean, and that's like that's a very nice looking game, a very really great, gorgeous environments. But Galactic Racer, just from what I've seen of the few tracks I've seen, look amazing. Especially the winter stage. I'm assuming it's Hoth. It may not be Hoth, but it looks amazing. And all the vehicles look incredibly detailed. There's a few cameo aliens that are from Phantom Menace, which I appreciate. It may not be my favorite Star Wars movie, but it definitely looked freaking gorgeous. So yeah, it's just, I am curious to see what they do gameplay wise. Like, is it going to be like just racing, or is there going to be story to this? Like how in depth are they going to go? This is their first game as Fuse Games, and I think they're independent studio. So seeing what they'll be doing will be interesting. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for this one. I saw the trailer. I'm like, I could be in for some pod racing. I could be in as long as they don't have Anakin in there. I think I'm good.
Yeah.
I think I'm good.
You don't
Did
want
you guys ever
child
play-
Anakin? Come on.
I fucking hate Anakin. Did you guys ever play was it pod racing on N64? That was a good one, or was it Dreamcast?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
N64.
I don't know which one it was good on. I played it on N64. I don't remember if I played it on
Just great.
Dreamcast. I didn't care for either one. I like whichever one I played, I didn't care for. And I might have played both because I had a friend who was really into Dreamcast as well. So he might have had it on there. I don't recall exactly. But yeah, it was not my type of game. I was real bad at it.
Yeah, I
was
dabbled
hard.
in it myself, but I mean, you're playing with the 3-handed controller, right, on this fucking game, so it was a little challenging to begin with. But yeah, I did not play much of it, but I did kind of dabble with it a little bit.
Like the thing I remember the most about the N64 one is that I think it was light on content and actual tracks, but from what I remember is the controls did feel pretty good, and they nailed the sense of speed, right? Like when you're playing a racing game, you really want that sense of speed. I've been playing through some Mario Kart games just for reasons I'll mention in another episode. And one of the things that hit me really hard was trying to play Mario Kart in the DS, and the sense of speed there is very lacking. It's very slow and very noticeable how plodding you are on the track. But when you go and play like a Double Dash or something, it's much better sense of speed. But the N64, like is underpowered sometimes. Like it could feel like sometimes the racing games on that were hit or miss. But it had some really great ones with speed, like Pod Racer and Extreme G. Whether you can say what you want about the gameplay, the speed was there. So it's kind of nice to see that in a game like this, because like a Star Wars game, you want to be going fast. So looks pretty legit.
Yeah.
Just watching the previews of it, it feels like you're white knuckling, driving it. And I love the third person perspective and the forward in the cockpit perspective looks really cool. I mean, it definitely. And if it's coming from that company, I'm not like, that's not the first thing I think of. Like you said, if somebody was like, "Oh, you should play this new pod racer game," I'm like, eh. But watching that's like, okay, that actually looks kind of cool. I might have to.
It's the Burnout guys. Like it's like
Yeah.
And when I found out, they actually did vehicle work on Star Wars Battlefront, then now it makes a lot of sense why when they separated, they moved on into an independent studio. That's what they wanted to do, which is awesome. They were really able to get the license. But if you're going to have anybody work on a pod racing game in 2026, these are the guys to do it, I think.
For sure.
Yeah, it looks like the trailer for this looks like it finally might get right my issues with these racing games where there's a lot of in the air and hovering and open track and things like that. Because there's been games like that since the N64 and a lot of and not just Pod Racer. There's been others. And they've never clicked with me. Something about them always feels off, like they're too floaty or something. And this looks kind of right to me.
Right.
Yeah, because
you can see the physics in the game.
I think Wipeout for the PlayStation was one of those where it's like a hovering vehicle type of game, and I could never get into that either.
Kind of, but that was like very narrow raceway all the time.
Right.
Did it have tunnels? Figured I'd ask.
I think it did.
I think it did.
I figured I'd ask for
might have been
and Prodigy.
And Prodigy. Can't beat that. That's two things he loves. Tunnels and Prodigy. Fucking sold. Why isn't this? That should beat out Bard's Tale at this point. Jesus.
You guys do an episode dedicated to Prodigy. That's what you can do. You can just follow it up. And Tunnels. You bring up Tunnels and Prodigy.
Tunnels and Prodigy. We already got a title.
Crave.
We got a working title.
If we ever do an episode on Wipeout, that'll be the episode name.
Tunnels and Prodigy.
Yeah.
Sold.
That's my favorite genre. I am picky on racing games though. Like there's some I just can't get into. Like Wipeout I couldn't get into. I've tried F-Zero so many times and I just can't get into F-Zero. But Pod Racer.
Yeah, same.
Clicked, and if it's a more fleshed out version of that, I'm all in. So I am looking forward to that.
Yeah.
But physics of the driving will definitely be key. But again, if you're going to have anybody do it, this is the team that should do it. Wolf, how about your next pick?
Okay, my next pick has a better name than Adventures of Elliot. It is called Threads of Time.
Breads?
And it is
like Threads of
Threads
Time?
of Time. This
Threads.
is also
Threads.
another.
I thought you said bread. I was like, what, like sourdough? I think. That's a better name than Elliot. Fuck off, man. This Breads of Time.
Oh damn, the graphic style on this is
Yeah.
nice.
This is like
Great.
Chrono
Huh.
Trigger Suikoden.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Okay, I see that.
So
great.
and this is an indie Canadian studio called Rio Games.
Okay.
They've not done any other games before, but at least, not that they've put out there that they're like, this is something we made or something that some of our team have worked on or whatever. This is their own thing. But it looks absolutely gorgeous. And like they really took the time to make it their pixel graphics with the shaders and everything really stand out amongst the style of visuals.
Well, this looks beautiful. This looks fun.
Is it time travel I saw too?
Yeah,
Looks like.
It is. It's time travel. That's why I said Chrono Trigger Suikoden.
Fucking
That's
sold.
crazy.
Bought. Wish list. Get it done.
Maybe Chrono Trigger Grandia, because I don't think it's got as many characters as Suikoden. But
I was gonna say it's probably Grandia more likely, but
I
yeah.
don't think any game has as many characters as Suikoden. That game has
No.
too many. But yeah, this looks really good. I like the. I mean, obviously it's an animated intro, but the gameplay itself, yeah, definitely influenced by Chrono Trigger for sure. It looks
for
pretty
sure.
good. What, is this 2026? God, I hope so.
I don't like they don't have an actual release window for this either. This is also to be announced.
That's
But
crazy.
I mean, they just in November. No, was it November or January? Might have been January. In the last month or two, they announced that they hit 350,000 wish lists on Steam.
Oh, nice.
That's pretty exciting.
I'm not
yeah.
sure what else it's
That's
going to
really
be
good.
on. And I mean, I know that's more of like a stroking your own ego kind of thing to be like, we hit this many wish lists, but I mean, it does generate like the average gamer isn't going to give a rat's ass about that. But,
Right.
for the success of the game, the more wish lists it has, the more likely it is to succeed in the first
Wow.
Yeah.
couple of months. So when it does finally release, that'll be awesome. I just would like to see some sort of window at this point.
I
But,
get a lot
yeah.
of Sea of Stars from this too, man.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
it
say
looks
because you guys
really
like Sea of
good.
Stars a lot when that came out the other
Yeah.
year, right?
Yes.
Mhm.
That game was incredible. It was so good. Well, now they have 350,001 wish lists. I just threw it up on mine. This looks really
I know
good.
that wish list is very important for indie devs. I think of something along the lines of it helps when it comes to like marketing funds from your publisher, depending on the publisher, or if you don't have a publisher, number of wish lists you can get can help with that. So I know it's an important metric. It's not just not for bragging rights. It does actually factor into the success of the sales, because there's so much stuff on Steam. So like you have to stand out some way, and sometimes it's wish list to be in the algorithm, so people see people's friends.
Well, it makes
wish
sense.
list of these games.
Like if you see that many people are wish listing this game, a publisher would be like, "Damn, okay."
And their publisher is Humble Games, so it'll probably work
Okay.
out for them on that end.
Yeah.
That's
pretty good.
I didn't realize Humble was publishing. They're owned. Who
Oh
bought
yeah,
them?
they've been publishing for a while. Wasn't it IGN or did they get sold again?
God, you're right. IGN was bought by Humble, but who owns Humble?
Who owns Humble Bundle?
It's gonna be Gabe. Watch.
No.
Secretly. He
yes,
secretly knows.
Ziff Davis. So IGN.
So Diff Davis. Okay, they own IGN and they own Humble. Okay. Yeah, because I remember that was
They own IGN. Who owns Humble? So that's
right.
what it is.
Okay. Yeah, because that was like the conflict of interest people were worried about with IGN and Humble, but it seems to have been pretty fine. But yeah, that's awesome. That game looks really good.
Honestly, since IGN bought Humble, they've been getting a lot more shit in general. But I would say that Humble Bundle has not really. No, this is just my personal take. Somebody else might disagree. I feel like Humble Bundle has not gone as downhill as all the comments every time it's mentioned somewhere online would have you believe. Yeah. It's just they put out a lot more bundles these days, and I did notice actually they hide the charity slider, but you could still find it on the webpage.
That's the reason why I think a lot of people didn't like when they got bought out, because they went from being a charity focused thing that, hey, you get games, but also you're helping raise money for charities. And then when they went basically for profit by being bought out by another company, like when they bought by IGN, that was the big sticker shock. But I'm with you. I don't think the platform is bad or anything. It is a shame that they've kind of moved away a bit from the charity stuff. But at least you can still do it, though. At least there is that.
Yeah, I mean, people complain. And I know that we're on a huge tangent here. I know people complain about the price of Humble Choice going up every year or two. But I mean, it's not nearly as bad as the price of Netflix and everything. All these other streaming services go up like yearly by a stupid amount. It's still only $16 US. You get like 8-10 games, half of them usually are something I want to play.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong for that price. At least, on the months that I'm like, oh, that looks interesting, I'll pull the trigger on it. Shit, I bought it last month and gave Charred Sonic Frontiers because I was like, I want to play these other games and I want to talk about that eventually. So
thank you for that, by the way. That's been a lot of fun.
Yeah, I have that in my list of
Oh,
things
you've
I
been
wanna
playing
play
it?
too.
I've dabbled like the day you gave
Okay.
it to me. I was like, I'm gonna fire this up and see
Okay.
what this is about. So it's different. It's different than the Sonic that I'm used to, but yes.
Yeah.
It's the kids Sonic. This is when you ask kids about Sonic the Hedgehog, it's this 3D
Yeah,
guy
no,
now.
this is definitely current Sonic, not my stupid. What was the one with the time traveling one that I really liked that you told me to pick up,
3D?
Jake, and I ended up which one?
Time travel.
It's the
What-
side scroller. It's not time travel, but
Generations.
yeah. Ah, that was
Right.
that one's so good.
Yeah.
So, but that's my old man in me screaming. It's my Sinistar in me screaming.
What this
There you
is
go.
at Sonic 3. This doesn't feel right.
Yes. Why is everything 3D? Why are there tunnels? So
Why are there tunnels?
why are there tunnels?
Chard, I'm going to skip you because you have two. So let me do one,
Right.
and then we'll loop around. Then go back to you for.
Do I have a
for
second one?
Yours. You have two, or
Yeah,
you
you
have
have a
three?
second one.
Oh, or do we all
Oh,
have?
it's the next one. I was like, I don't have two more. I should have one left. Yeah.
No,
one
you have
left.
one more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
so-
Okay. Fine.
All right, let me do mine. Then.
The one I'm prepared for. The one that I did research and studied on. Yeah, that one.
It's okay.
One
I
I
didn't do a
know
whole lot
about.
with mine either. So this one I'm excited for. I just found out about this one last week, and it's Darkhaven, which is an action RPG. And I'm gonna pull this window up. I got so many windows, guys. Darkhaven. So the studio is it Moonbeast Games? I want to say the name of the studio is. They're a new indie studio. The founders of this used to work for Blizzard North. So these are guys who have
Okay,
DNA
yeah.
in Diablo 1
Yep.
and Diablo 2. So old school Blizzard action RPGs.
The two
But
best.
what-
Yes. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Especially 2. 2 is awesome.
Right. Yeah.
But what makes this pretty
Still.
awesome is Darkhaven. It adds jumping, which I know doesn't sound like a lot, but it really is for an action RPG because now you can
No,
actually
it is. Yeah.
navigate terrain a little bit easier. But it also is destructible terrain, right? You can
I've
actually
seen that,
Oh, wow.
some of the abilities you can use in the game, like one was like a rock throw, and when you use the rock throw, it explodes, and I was exploding chunks of rock out of the ground. And as I was doing that, I found a hidden entrance into a cave with other enemies. It was like, and it was just buried under the
wow.
ground when I was exploring. Or like if you're on top of a hill, you can knock back an enemy and they go flying off the hill and they take damage. Like it's definitely more dynamic than Diablo is, but it still
Yeah.
feels like an action RPG, classic action RPG. You're looting, finding things, using abilities. You're going into town and talking to Alum, who's basically Kane, and getting quests and stuff. Like it's pretty cool. It's a pre-alpha, so we're talking super, super early. There's only one class, only a handful of skills. It is the earliest of alphas you could possibly imagine, but what's there is really fun.
They look
And like
great.
you can see
Looks
the
great.
bones of what they're doing. It looks really good too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it sounds great. It's really awesome. Take this out
No.
right here.
It's
When I played it last week a little bit, it's also on Kickstarter. So this is another reason why I want to talk about it. They're on Kickstarter. Their goal is like, I think it was like 600,000 US. It's a very high goal. They're only at 140 last I checked. I don't know if they're going to get funded, but they did just open up another tier where you can get the game for $25. So I might actually, I don't normally fund Kickstarters lately because of some of the like Ash's Creation have not had great luck lately, but I might fund this one for $25 because I would like to see him succeed. Because I'm all about the action RPGs lately. I was really heavy into Path of Exile 2 last year, and I'm probably going to pick that up again later this year.
Mhm.
So there's definitely a bit of renaissance for those. I think even Titan Quest got an expansion. Diablo 2 got a new Diablo 2 Resurrected Edition, which is their remake, got a new Warlock expansion. Price is stupid, but whatever. People seem to like it. So there's like a bit of a renaissance of action RPGs again, and I'm all for it. But I would love to see like an independent one like this one just take off, and like you can even build things. Like you can build blocks. Not totally like Minecraft. The fact that you can place blocks is really, really awesome. So definitely a unique take on it.
I did see something flash across the screen that is definitely something that will pull Jake in, and that is procedurally generated locations, it looks like. So
Yes,
that's kind of cool that it does that too.
making fun of me, but that
No, I'm
is one
not.
of the
No,
reasons why I
I'm
like
serious.
this game.
I
Because
saw that.
I'll tell
and
you,
I-
well, Diablo 4, Diablo 4, it is much better now than it was at release for sure. But one of the issues I have with Diablo 4 is a lot of that map is static and doesn't change. And the whole
Right.
idea with Diablo games was that it was procedurally generated. Like, yeah, sure, the jungles in Diablo 2 look the same every damn time, but at least the layouts are mixed and randomized and different. I like
Right.
the procedural generation. That's why these games are fun to play. And I think Diablo 4 kind of moved away from that too much. Like Path of Exile 2 has some static elements, but that's also fairly random. But this one is much more random. Oh, what was really cool is they have like a dynamic event system that affects the world during certain moments. So like the first time I've tried three different attempts to play. And the first time didn't notice anything. It was just very green grass. There was trees, whatever, caves. The second time I started with the new skill and I find this altar and I went to the bathroom and I come back from the bathroom and I'm next to the altar and all of a sudden the altar before my eyes as I'm sitting down sinks into the ground and the screen goes dark, shadows start filling the screen, and skeletons start attacking me. I'm like, what the hell?
Sure.
But it permanently changed that area of the map to be like this shadescape.
Wow.
The third character, similarly, I picked a different character. I picked a skill where you can summon crows or something. It was neat. But the same idea, you're just traveling through the road, and I thought it'd be like the same as the first two runs. But no, as I'm fighting enemies, suddenly gravestones pop up and the map dynamically changes around you and like hills form, divots go down, the road disappears. And it was brutal. Like the enemies were hard. I had to run away, but it totally derailed that section of the map. It's very, very cool. If they do a lot of stuff like that, I think that's very unique and original. And it was really, really impressive for, again, a pre-alpha, very, very early. So if anybody's interested in this one, you can actually play it right now. It's on Steam, Darkhaven. So check it out. And if you're interested, check out the Kickstarter as well.
Yeah, this could be something that my friend and I play because we have a habit of playing just isometric action RPGs. We've been like since the PS2 or Xbox rather. We played Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 1 and 2. I think we played Champions of Norath on PS2. We played Victor Vran, Adventures of Van Helsing, Diablo. We've so many of these type of games. And the fact that it adds jumping adds a layer of gameplay that a lot of those are missing. So I'm intrigued to see what happens with this. I hope it comes out.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
That would be
it
rad.
does support online up to 20 players. They have said that their plans for this game, if they can get funded, is they do want to ensure that there's mod tools so people can do their own mods. There definitely seem to be more. Well, what does the community of this game want, and building based on what the players want, which is nice, right? Because like a lot of like Diablo 4 is going to do what Diablo 4 wants, right? I mean, yes, they listen to player feedback.
Diablo going to Diablo.
Yeah, Diablo's going to Diablo, right? So it's nice when the smaller, even like Path of Exile, which I like that game a lot. I like the studio a lot. But even that studio, they got to make money, and they're very focused on profit as well as making a game. And sure, they listen to player feedback, but they also do a lot of what they're going to do. But if Darkhaven's more player focused, I'm kind of curious to see what they do. And it's not often a game like this lets you get dirty with mods, right? It doesn't let you dig deep into it. Especially Diablo definitely doesn't because it's all online now. So yeah, pretty rad.
Back in Blizzard.
Wolf, I think how about you do your next one?
Yeah, I'll go. All right, my last one is I'm so happy that this is happening. Castlevania Belmont's Curse.
Hell yes.
I have
hoping
been
someone
waiting
was going to pick this one.
so long for
yes.
a full-scale 2D Castlevania to come to actual televisions and larger screens, not just a handheld.
Yes.
So I am ready for this. And the fact that it's Motion Twin who did the Castle, like they did Dead Cells, they added the Castlevania DLC.
It's Evil Bosses.
I am ready.
Evil Bosses. It's not Motion Twin.
Oh.
So Motion Twin it's interesting because Motion Twin did do Dead Cells, but then for the DLCs, they pass it off to Evil Bosses. And they've been doing all the DLCs. So that Castlevania DLC that we all loved for Dead Cells, these are the guys who did it. So this is the team.
Well, still, great hands.
Yes, for sure.
That's awesome. This looks so good. This looks so good.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
And it's wild because it doesn't like at a glance, it doesn't look 3D, but it very
Right.
clearly is once you're paying attention to it. So they did a really good job with the art style that makes it almost look like comic book styling,
Yes. Yes.
And I appreciate that. I'm really interested to see where this goes. I'm really hoping that it's a Metroidvania, that it looks like it is. Um, and I'm really wondering who the new character is. It's interesting because she looks like a previous character from the franchise, but it wouldn't make sense if that's her. So
Right.
Evil Empire.
Talk
That's
about the
suit,
Game
not
Boy one.
bosses. Yeah, that's what I thought as well. But I think they have said that's not a canon story character or something. I don't know.
Okay.
Konami and
Yeah,
like Castlevania lore is a whole thing, right?
Konami.
yeah, Konami cut that one. What Castlevania Legends, which was Sonia Belmont, technically Trevor
Yes.
Belmont's mother.
Right.
And they also cut what was the other one? We just talked about this in the Discord. Oh my goodness. Oh,
Was
the
it the-
N64 games.
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
those were cut, and Circle of the Moon. Circle of the Moon was also cut.
Really?
So none of those are canon
Huh.
anymore. Yeah. It's
mean,
weird
but I
that
mean,
that one is, because that one was the closest connected to what Bram Stoker's Dracula that they've ever come.
Right.
And we all
right.
Castlevania was inspired by Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Right.
Like
right.
that's where the
Come on.
inspiration came from.
Right.
So it's kind of weird.
Two
that
on
they
the
pulled that
nose.
one.
That
But
was
yeah,
two on the nose, apparently.
the main character in this, they've not revealed her name. It seems like she's younger than Trevor, but she looks like Sonia, who was Trevor's mom. And she looked, so I don't know, but
Yeah.
I'm very intrigued to see what this game does.
Totally.
Yeah.
I'm ready for a new Castlevania.
Like one of the coolest things about Dead Cells was just the flow of combat was just fantastic. Knocking down doors, like not just knocking down doors, busting down doors, stomping
Yeah.
your doors, slashing enemies, juggling them, sliding the whole 9 yards. And from this trailer, it looks like they have a similar style of combat that's very action, very very fluid looking. And
Very.
the art style, I agree, it's cell shaded, but it's a good looking cell shaded. Not like I like Bloodstain
clean.
quite a bit, but Bloodstain
Yeah.
looks kind of ugly right, in terms of the graphics, whereas this looks a lot better looking style of cell shading. So I'm really excited for this one.
This is the true 5D right here, because it looks looks flat,
The 5D,
but it's 3D. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true 5D here.
the 4th D is Dracula. That's how it works. I'm kind of torn
Dracula
between whether
demons.
Dracula demons and then the 3 dimensions. I'm curious if it is a Metroidvania or if it's gonna be a roguelike like Dead Cells was. This company what's that Evil Minions? Oh, God, Evil Empire.
Evil
Evil
Empire.
Empire. After they finished work on Dead Cells DLC, they actually made a Prince of Persia game, Prince of Persia, or the Rogue Prince of Persia, which is different than the other Prince of Persia game from Ubisoft. There's a whole lot of Prince of Persia games lately, but the one they did was a roguelike similar to Dead Cells. And that one is actually also had very fluid combat, very, very cool ideas. For a 2D game, a platforming slashing game, you could climb up walls in the whole 9 yards. So I'm glad to see they took some of like the fast-paced combat style of that and are doing Castlevania. Because like, I mean, who else would do a Castlevania game in 2026, right? Like Konami is.
Yeah, right.
Konami, I mean, they've been getting back into games now. It's no longer Pachinko.
Yeah, they were out for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pachinko was hot.
But they're like making strategic moves by like working with partners who can do justice to the game properties, right? So I think this is pretty rad. I love that Dead Cells Castlevania DLC. That's like my favorite part of that game. So very, very cool.
Yep. That's a good pick. I'm excited for that one too. When you initially saw it, you're just thinking it's like a remaster of maybe 1, 2, or 3, and then it turns out to be it's its own beast. You're like, yes, finally. Like Wolf said, finally, some new Castlevania, some new side-scrolling action. It's not 3D. It's not some crazy crap. It's not
a reboot.
Yeah, it's not a
reboot.
taste of Castlevania by somebody else. This thing it is legit Castlevania. It's in the goddamn title. So sold. This is going to definitely be picked up and played on my Steam Deck numerous times over and over again. This is going to be a lot of fun. It actually makes me want to go back and play the original 3 to get ready for this one getting released.
I never did beat the first game. I tried really seriously a couple years ago and I couldn't do it. But if I were to
8
play them
hours,
anyway,
I do
I would
it.
play Symphony of the Night again. Is the one I would play again. I'm always down for Symphony of the Night.
Yeah.
But yeah, pretty solid.
Symphony of the Night would be a good one too. I love that game.
All right, Charlie, what's your last pick?
Guys, I am jacked. I am so pumped about this. You know, a couple years back, we're on the Konami kick, right? Konami is doing this thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Konami's good or we love Konami or this whatever, but they're finally like tapping into some shit that they should have tapped into. They're letting other people touch their IPs like Castlevania. You know, we already know where this is going. We had another company take on the Silent Hill title last year with Silent Hill F. Turned out to be a great game, spectacular. It's third person, a little weird because it was a little unbridled from what we're used to seeing. But now we have the Silent Hill transmission that came out with, we're getting the remake of Silent Hill 2, right? Then we're getting Silent Hill F following that. And then there was this mystery transmission, this mystery game, the Silent Hill Townfall game with no information about it. And then rumor of Silent Hill 1 remake being redone by Blooper, which has been confirmed for 2027, I believe.
Yeah.
So finally, everybody kind of forgot about Townfall in all the action that's been going on with Silent Hill 2 remake, Silent Hill F, Silent Hill 2 being a huge success. Well, guess what just dropped, gentlemen? The fucking trailer for Silent Hill Townfall, and this looks absolutely incredible. They are taking Silent Hill, they're putting it in another location again, just like they did with Silent Hill F. This time it's taking place in Amelia in Scotland. So nice quiet town, right? Out there in Scotland.
Really? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
It's
Okay.
based in it's supposed to be, the time frame is supposed to be around 1996. You are playing Simon Ordell, who supposedly wakes himself up on this island, and you are faced with a terrible location, a quiet town that's full of fog, so it still has that aspect of Silent Hill. You are armed with only a CRTV hand radio with a CRTV attached to it, and apparently there's a 6-shooter of some kind. And the best part about this game is it's all first person. They took the third person view away and they put you in the driver's seat, which I'm going to say right now, one of the coolest things that Resident Evil did for its franchise will put you in the driver's seat for 7 and 8. And now you have the option to play third person or first person in Silent Hill Requiem coming out next week. So to put my ass in Silent Hill first person view and to face some of the creatures, these guys did their homework. I believe this is developed by Screenbound Interactive, who's had their hand in some of the game. They've done Observation, I think, which was supposed to be a pretty spooky game. It's published by
Untold
Konami,
Stories.
of course, and Annapurna. Annapurna is one of the other publishers.
Yeah.
And Konami just kind of, here, take our stuff. But Screenburn Interactive has done things to this game, just the trailer alone, that I am absolutely sold on. This is going to be so good and so spooky, and where I think Silent Hill F was lacking in some of the stuff was everybody was talking about the combat being more hands-on, and you don't get your pistol, and you don't, it's 1960s Japan, so they didn't have firearms there, and they know how everybody feels about firearms in Japan, so it was a lot more hand-to-hand stuff. Great story, very Japanese because it was very out there, but this one brings it to like the 90s. You get to use guns again, and it's all in first person. And I can't imagine some of the creatures that they showed in this straight out of Silent Hill drawings, straight out of someone's mind. And if Akira Yamaoka does the fucking soundtrack for this shit, I'm sold. This is going to be spectacular. The music already sounds great. I don't know if it's his writing that he did or Yamaoka. It's I can't ever pronounce his goddamn name right, but it's Akira.
That's it.
Akira. Yeah. If the music that he plays at the beginning of this game is any telling of what's going to be later on, this will be another record that I add to my collection in the back here with my Silent Hill 2 remake album. Because holy shit, dude, I was so jacked because I thought there were rumors this game was going to be like a Telltale kind of game where it tells a story and it's the interactive story thing.
Fiction,
yeah, like all that stuff. And though I thought that would be cool, and you guys know I'm a giant homer for Silent Hill, especially these days. But to put this thing, like, they took this thing and completely flipped it on its head for me. And I've watched that trailer about 20 times trying to parse anything. Like you use the TV to see creatures with it. Like it picks up, the static where the radio, because there's no radio in Silent Hill F, right? You just
Right.
listen to try not to get killed. But the radio is such a big part. It's been in every single Silent Hill. It's kind of a necessary tool to have to progress in this game. So they give you the one with the TV screen, and you can kind of see outlines of creatures using it, so you can sneak around corners. It seems like there's a lot more sneaking in this game than the other one. But man, I'm so jacked for this. I cannot wait. There needs to be a date because it says 2026. There's a rumor swirling. Nothing confirmed. Again, I've done a lot of reading into this, that it might be in March, which is next month, which would be spectacular. And the amount of time that they've had from the transmission, which was, I think, 2 years ago, and we get Silent Hill 2 and then Silent Hill F, which we felt like that was, Jesus, that's really close. Then, we're going to top it off with Silent Hill remake of the first one sometime in the beginning of 2027. This has got to be, late spring, early summer release, which just kind of makes sense with the flow of everything they're doing. That would be, man, if this comes out in April around my birthday, you're not going to see me on the podcast for a couple days. I'm just telling you.
It's a
right
happy
now.
birthday. It's interesting because in order to make it so you have back-to-back Silent Hill games, they have to have different teams, right? It's kind of like what Call of Duty does, right? For a while there, not so much anymore, but they had Call of Duty, then they had Black Ops, and they would alternate, but it was different teams working on each one. And Konami seems to be taking a tactic like that, where they have Blooper Team doing Silent Hill 2, which was awesome. Then they had a Konami team in-house doing Silent Hill F. I think it was a Konami in-house. And then they have Screenbound, I guess, doing this one. So 3 different teams working on 3 very different Silent Hill games, 3 different locations, 3 different time periods and stories. I'm curious to see how much that Silent Hill flavor overlaps between all 3. Like when you mentioned Scotland, like when you mentioned that, like the Silent Hill F was in Japan, I'm like, okay, but Silent Hill is supposed to be in like the US. Japan's kind of a stretch, but now Scotland, that seems a little bit odd to me. But if it has all the familiar monsters or that style of horror, and it's the same, like you said, a radio kind of, and the stealth is very important. It's not an action game. Even if you have guns, it's not an action game. It's more of like, it's survival horror.
Still Survivor. Right.
Yeah, but I'm curious to see what the style is like in this one. The trailer looks awesome, but I don't know how much gameplay there was in that. But I am curious to see how this turns out. I would hope they would have given a release date. We probably won't find out until, I don't know if it's spring. If it's not spring, then we'll probably find out during Summer Games Fest. They'll probably do a follow-up announcement. Yeah.
And I'm a little depressed because I heard rumor that it might be a PlayStation 5 exclusive for the first year. I don't know if that's true. Again, these are all rumors that I'm hearing. And that will make me sad. I will still buy it for PlayStation 5, and then I'll just play it upstairs. And then I'll probably double dip because I'm stupid and I do that. But I mean, having Blooper and then Neobards doing Silent Hill F2 or Silent Hill F, and then now you have Screenburn doing this all together, and then Blooper's getting ready to gear up for their next one after they release Chronos, and Blooper's also working on Layers of Fear 3. So Blooper's fucking busy right now.
Yeah.
Someone else needs to fit in the Silent Hill gap while we wait for Silent Hill 1 remake to come out. And I honest to God think that Screenburn's going to knock this one out of the park, because it just has the same creepy air, same environment, and it's all first person. And I think that's a really cool change, in my opinion. I love the third person view. Don't get me wrong. I think it's great. And it's classic Silent Hill. But to put you in the driver's seat of this very tense and psychologically fucked game, sign me up, dude. 100% I'm in.
Yeah. Like I've been playing Skyrim again, and it's with a whole thing called Lorem. It's a huge ass mod pack, and they put a focus on third person view for Skyrim, and it's neat. But like for a world like that, first person is so much more immersive, and I feel it'd be similar to Resident Evil and Silent Hill. It's much more immersive to be first person, as long as the gameplay matches with it, which I think it would for Silent Hill, right? Like it's not a first person shooter, but it's the first person view definitely makes sense with the puzzles and the navigation and stuff. But yeah, it looks very immersive. So yeah, this one looks really good. I would play it, but I would shit my pants. I'm not good with scary games, but it looks really good.
I'll shit your pants for you.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. If Resident Evil showed anything that they could put you in that immersive gameplay and put you at the forefront of all that shit, there's no reason that Screenburn couldn't do the same thing with Silent Hill, with the Silent Hill IP. and something similar to this. There's a renaissance coming, guys, of Silent
Huge.
Hills
Yeah.
and ARPGs and all these things that like we all love and want more of. And someone said, enough. We're gonna make this stuff happen. People want this shit back. And I'm what a time to be alive when it comes to this kind of stuff. You know what I mean? I'm so jacked. This is really cool.
We're kind of
there's
at a
some really good
point
ones.
where, there's diminishing returns on improving graphics where we've already
Yes.
been for a while. And so, like there's still time that needs to go into developing the graphics, but that just fidelity can't get much better than it already is. So improving, spending time on new mechanics, new ideas, things like that. I feel like that's where it's at right now. And so while it felt like video games were really stagnating for 15, 20 years there, maybe we're finally on the other side of that and we're going to start seeing new fresh ideas more regularly from the major AAA companies again.
Right. Or at least things that we've been waiting for. I mean, you could say this right now and Wolf will get this joke. You could put Silent Hill Bakersfield and I'd play the hell out of that game. And Bakersfield is not a location that anyone wants to brag about right now, or Silent Hill Fresno or some shit. You know what I mean? Like but it's still gonna be. We got these people that are like, here's brain power to take your IP and make it what it once was back in the day, and they're crushing it. It doesn't have to be a remake. I mean, I'd love to see a remake of 3 and 4 because I'd really like 4 to get cleaned up and get a remake because there's so much potential in that fucking game and it was such a mess. But I love this. I love what they're doing. I love the new Castlevania. I love the new, the Havens game, that the RPGs that are coming out. Fucking Threads of Time coming back, like some Chrono Trigger calls back. Even Adventures of Elliot has some Link callback. You're like, holy crap, dude! Like, are we in a good spot? Because we did an excited episode 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we're like, there's still good stuff. We got to talk about this other shit too. Yeah. It's my fault. I really wanted to talk about Silent Hill.
I know. Well, there's also on the other side of that, though, we've got Capcom, who have kind of been nailing it for a lot of things for a while.
Yeah.
Resident Evil 9 doesn't look bad, but it doesn't look new. You know what I mean?
Fair.
And then the new Mega Man game that just got announced looks so cheap.
Okay. So the thing with Capcom is, they've had a golden age themselves. I think the only miss I've had with Capcom over the last couple of years was Dragon's Dogma 2, which I think they forgot about at this point. Like that was a disappointing one.
Really jump on so many ogres' backs.
Yeah, but they definitely leaned heavy onto Resident Evil with these remakes. I'm glad they're doing 9 because it's a new one, but I am a little disappointed it's going back to Leon. It's the same characters from before, but I'm sure it'll be fine. But they also have Pragmata coming out this year, and there's a demo of that, and people are saying that one's a pretty solid game, and that's new IP from Capcom. So they are doing new stuff. I'm with you on Mega Man though. I don't know what I want in Mega Man. Like I almost kind of wish they would just go to the people who made 30XX and said, here, just make something official, right? Let somebody do it, right?
Seriously, like here, pick any point you want to, build a new branch off, because Mega Man is no stranger to branching the timelines and going different directions.
Mega Man X.
We could do a whole episode on that. Because Mega Man X4 branches off to Mega Man 0, whereas Mega Man X4 also branches to 5 and so forth, and then somewhere in there was also ZX. I think ZX comes way after the 0 franchise. I don't know, but it's got timelines that go every which way, even like before they started, because you got the Mega Man.exe. That's like an alternate reality instead of robotics, it's cyberspace, So I mean, just give the property to somebody else, let them do what they want with it, and just give them free reign to do whatever.
Konami's doing it.
Amazing.
That's what
exactly.
Konami's
it's working for Konami,
and it's working great. Like we were all like, Konami ain't gonna do shit with any of their IPs.
When they did Metal Gear Survive, there were so many people that were like, "Fuck Konami forever."
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
Kojima left, right? And there's nothing left, and Konami was kind of like knocking down their game business. They were taking it apart. So at least now they're kind of slowly getting back into it, and it's great to see. Even Sega as well, which is a company that was mostly publishing and only doing a couple things, has now announced that they're bringing back some of their old IPs like Golden Axe and
That's
Crazy
awesome.
Taxi and stuff. So
Hell yeah.
could be an interesting
I'm
throwback
hopeful.
to our time. Yeah.
I'm hopeful.
Yeah.
It's interesting because like hardware is very challenging right now because of the RAM apocalypse, right?
Right,
So
right.
like a lot of I don't want a new console generation. I think Sony and Xbox
don't
might have
either.
wanted one in a year or two, but I don't see that happening. Like I feel bad for Valve because they announced the Steam Machine to supposedly come out
And then all
this
the
year,
shit went.
but with the RAM blowing up over the last 6 months, there's no way. There's no way they can
Right.
release that thing now. So we're gonna be
It's
stuck with
unlikely
this.
to come out anytime soon.
Yeah, like I just hope we get the Steam controller, but new console generation is not going to be coming out for at least 3 years, I think, if not longer. I think we're stuck with this current generation, so all the more reason for them to utilize what they know and make some stellar games. And I'm with you; they look great. I just want a stable
Ah,
frame rate. But like
I
Unreal
just
Engine
don't.
5 and what Square is doing, like we can hate on the remakes of Final Fantasy 7 all we want, and I do, but it's a pretty looking game.
It
Like
looks
the
good.
graphics
Oh,
are
it's beautiful.
stellar. So like
Yeah.
they already do
No.
really great with the graphics. I just want a stable frame rate and to just lean on what they know. That's what I want.
Yeah. Content aside of Final Fantasy, it is gorgeous. It is gorgeous. Plays really great. It's not floaty. It's real solid. It's just the story. It's just everything that comes with Final Fantasy VII, right?
Yeah.
It's just that whole fucking deal. But if it were a different game by any other title with different characters, that game would be badass. It would be really cool. The music's
Yeah.
spectacular in
Yeah.
it. Everything in it's great, except for the core fucking reason it exists, which is obviously we're all like, it's for fucking money. But I mean, I have a PlayStation 5, right? I
Right.
mean, I don't know what else you can, other than the stable frame rate thing, which I feel there's an option because you can optimize graphics to frame rate.
Yeah,
Whatever.
but a lot of them don't do it well enough. And like I still feel
True.
like 60 frames 1080p is still a luxury for some reason. I feel like we're at
Yeah.
the point where that should be standard. It's been standard for PC gaming for a decade, right? It's crazy that it's not there on consoles, right? Like even
And
the
maybe
Switch
that's
2. Like the
maybe
Switch
it's
2 has a 4K mode and it
Yeah.
has a 120
Yeah.
frame rate thing, which is neat.
3.5K.
But they're doing they're doing upscaling to make it work, and it
Right.
doesn't feel smooth. When I try playing Metroid Prime 4, which is a very pretty looking game, but when I'm playing at 4K, it doesn't look as smooth as when I play it at 1080p. So anyway, I just want stable frame rates at 1080p. That's all I want. I don't
get
feel
it.
like it's that much
I get
to
it.
ask
I
for.
just my argument was like, every time when I got, when we had the Xbox and then we moved to 360, I was like, damn, this looks beautiful. And then you move to the X,
Right.
and you're like, damn, I forgot that this came with a graphic bump. This looks great. And then you go further, and you get the PlayStation 4 and you're like, yeah, this looks great. And then you get to PS5 and you're like, what else? It can't look any better than this. I mean, obviously my PC looks great. I've got a really expensive video card in this thing. So yeah, it's going to look
Yeah.
fucking badass. But the consoles look good. You get what you get out of that. I don't know what else there is left to add to a console other than, like what you're saying, the frame rate thing. As a common gamer, as someone who just fires up his PlayStation 5 to play something on it, yes, I would obviously rather play Silent Hill Townfall on my PC because it'll look much better on here. But it still looks good on my big screen TV downstairs. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't
right.
complain too much about what Days Gone looks like versus here than versus up here. So I feel like, and they're gonna just keep pumping out consoles because that's where the money is. There's always gonna be console war, blah blah blah, and PC God race. You know what I mean? It's just, what else can you do? What can you do to a PlayStation 6 to be like, what would make me buy a PlayStation 6
Yeah.
other than a remake of Dark Souls, Demon Souls, or whatever,
Yeah.
like they did with PlayStation 5? It's literally the only reason we wanted it was to play Demon Souls.
Like the big thing I don't like about the PS5 and the Xbox to a degree is that they did a lot of remakes or remasters from PS4
Mhm.
era. Like, why does
Right.
Last of Us need a remake? It
Right.
already looked
Right.
great. It was fine.
Well,
Like,
didn't they
and
have a
Switch 2
remake
is-
and then they're like definitive or some bullshit? There's like
Yeah,
3 versions
like
of it that they
keep
remade.
redoing these things. And like God of War, the old God of War games is going to get a remaster bundled together. Okay, fine. I give you that. But I mean, there's at a point where like they already look good. I don't really need a remake or a remaster.
Right.
Switch 2 is really bad for this, right? Like Bonanza looks great. That's fine. That's a unique title. But then they're like doing like upgrade packs. Like there's Mario Party Jamboree on the Switch 1, which is a very fun Mario Party game. They did a upgrade pack for like $20 for playing on the Switch 2. And if you go into that version of the mode, you can play Mario Party in 4K. Like, it's like
boy.
$20. But they've been doing that
Sign
for
me
a
up.
lot of their games, right? Like even Twilight, Tears of the Kingdom, and Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is a Wii U game, for fuck's sakes. But they did upgrade packs for those. And yeah, it looks better, but it just I guess I'm spoiled with a PC in Steam.
Yeah.
Where like I buy a game on my PC, I can play on the Steam Deck, I can play it on my kid's laptop, I can move around my library and play on whatever I want, and it's very little restrictions. Where I have to do on the Switch, I have to buy upgrade packs, or I have to wait for Sony to do a remaster or reboot, or like the backwards compatibility is not there consistently, and it drives me nuts. Like I like playing on PC far better. Like I'd rather use a PC than a console. Like I've been going back and forth on whether I get a console this past generation, and I'm glad I didn't, because I probably would not be very happy with how pissed off I am with the Switch nonsense. But I look at a future console and I'm like, I don't think I'm interested either. I can't see what they would do different. Like the PS5 has that special hard drive tech that makes loading very quick, right? Is it Jack and Daxter, or I confuse those two franchises. I think it was Jack and Daxter on PS5. Ratchet and Clank. One of the two. That because PS5's launch title,
PlayStation
it's all
games.
the same animal thing. I don't know. But the loading tech was very cool because it had like a really fast hard drive. That's neat. But then we have that on PC now too, right? We have fast M2 drives on PCs.
Yeah, M2 dot drives, they're fucking insane.
And they're tiny, yeah. So like that's the new tech now. But like I mean, if they do something revolutionary like that, then maybe. But we've already seen what Unreal 5 engine looks like, and it already looks somehow better than Unreal Engine 4. And yeah, graphic fidelity is enough. Like I need something else now. For me, it's gonna be frame rate. I want frame rate. I wouldn't mind a higher resolution, but I would really just want consistent 60 frames, or honestly higher. On my Steam Deck goes 90. It's nice when I can play at 90. There's very few games that can
play 90 for 30 minutes. Oh wait, no, you've got an OLED. I got the OLED,
and it's in the screen native is at 90 hertz. So that's why it looks really nice. And yeah, it goes about 2 hours.
Wolf and I have the peasant version of the Steam Deck. Or
you can't even buy an OLED anymore in the US. You can't. But I think in Canada you still can. But it's out of stock in the US because of the Rampapocalypse. And Valve
all out of stock in the US.
Yeah, Valve said they'll be intermittent because of RAM shortages. So it's
so happy
like
I got
you could see a price increase for a Steam Deck, which is crazy. Like I like the Steam Deck, but it's old, outdated tech at this point. It's
oh man, but
it's not
easily the best technological device that I have purchased in the last
for sure
10 years.
I
absolutely love that Steam Deck. So we're going off track.
Well, I mean, that was the last. I only have one more trailer. But it's fine. We can skip it. It's fine. I'm just gonna say my last pick was John Wick. And the only reason I bring that up is because
that looks rad.
Yeah, it does.
Keanu Reeves is like Cyberpunk 2077. Keanu Reeves was just awesome in that. Like he's I mean, I used to complain about him when I was younger in like Bill and Ted and early movies, Johnny Mnemonic and all that stuff. As much as I like Johnny Mnemonic, like his acting skills were not that great. He's evolved so much over time. He is a killer action star now. Like he's awesome in John Wick.
Yeah.
So
he was also good in Good Fortune, which is very different. So
yeah. So he's definitely got range.
He may not be the best Harkin out there, but you know, he's still excellent. Hearing him in a British accent is still, I love that movie, but
I mean, bad accents is part of Hollywood, right? Like look at Sean Connery, who is somehow Scottish, Russian, UK, Irish.
Depending on the movie nothing better than Sean Connery on a Russian submarine speaking just his normal language, like it's just his normal accent.
It's Sean Connery.
But saying Commandant a lot.
But the John Wick game, it's untitled John Wick game. They haven't even given it a title yet. What got me was the trailer was very action oriented, which is great. It's being done by Saber Interactive, and at first I'm like, well, how many fucking games is Saber doing? Like they're doing a Turok, they're doing Space Marine 2. Before they're doing a bunch of projects. Apparently they're working on up to 40 titles, and they have over 2,500 employees. I didn't realize Saber was that big of a company, because they were part of Embracer Group. Embracer bought them years ago, and then a couple years ago Saber bought themselves free. And I thought they were like a small studio. No, they're like 2,000 people big. So they're working on a lot of projects, but they've been killing it too with the games they've been releasing. So yeah, them doing John Wick, and they even got the franchise director from the films. It's gonna be a unique script. It'll be the same vibe as the movies. Yeah, like I think they're gonna do justice for that IP, and that could be really awesome too. So that was the last one I had. I was hyped for.
John Wick that's gonna be badass.
Yeah,
that's gonna be really good.
It's funny because I was watching the trailer for this the other day on the living room TV, and the wife was like, "Is this a new Hitman?" And I was like, "No, Agent 47 is bald."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she goes, so is it James Bond? And I was like, no, that's what they're doing instead. And then she saw Keanu turn around. She was like, oh, John Wick.
Yes. Love
It-
John
it-
Wick movies.
Have you guys ever played Sleeping Dogs from a few years ago?
Yes.
Well, more than a few years ago.
Oh, a long
Yes.
time ago. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a long time
that's what
ago,
it
right?
reminds me of, because like Sleeping Dogs is based on the whole Hong Kong action movies, and John Wick has a lot of that vibe too, right? Just like
Yeah.
the gung
Yeah.
fu combat, the shooting and the kung fu, and it looks really legit. Like John Wick, and then it was that other, not Yakuza, but it's the guy who used to work for the RGG, who's something else, something dragon, and it's a big tough looking
yeah.
Japanese dude.
Yeah. God, I can't remember the name
I
of it.
can't
but
remember, but
yeah,
yeah,
I know what you're
it
talking
seems to
about.
be like that
The
similar
bar
vibe
scene.
where it's
Remember
like,
that one?
Yeah.
yeah, I'll have to dig it up
It's
on
Dragon
Discord.
something dragon. You're right on that.
But like
I
that
don't remember
action
the
heavy
trailer. Cool.
Asian mafia combat, like it just looks really rad, and John Wick is leaning into that too. Yeah, but I'm really into it. Like
It's
honestly,
about
that
time they
state of
made a
play,
John Wick game.
like I usually I usually don't catch the Sony state of plays because I don't have a PlayStation, but I'm like, I know a lot of those games are gonna be on PC or other consoles, so I'll check it out. I'm
Right,
glad I
not
did. It was an hour long for anybody who's not sat and watched it. There's dozens of titles in that thing, and a lot of bangers, like a lot of really solid titles. Like it's like they stole the good announcements from Nintendo,
Right.
because some of the games they showed were going to be on the Switch and on PC. But yeah, it was a killer show. Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this year, because like it's not only the main AAA stuff, but also the indies. Like as always, we had Blueprints last year, and a bunch of other indies that were killer. There's a few this year that I've even played already. Like I've been playing Cinecross, which is I won't get too far into it, but it's a roguelike gritty fantasy Picross game, which is like a genre I didn't know could exist, and you have to speed run this one. I've had a blast playing that all week, and it was like less than $10. So like a lot of great games this year so far. So really looks like
I'm
a
over here
great year
playing
for video games.
Firing up Civ 6 for the first time, because we talked about that in our Comfort Games episode last year, and I was like, or last week, and I was like, this is fun. I like
Oh
it.
yes, it was great. I was just posting on Blue Sky because games are great, but the industry kind of sucks with a lot of layoffs and shakeups.
Yeah.
Like Xbox announced Phil Spencer and Sarah Bond are resigning and retiring. That's like a total dramatic shift in Xbox. PlayStation just let go Blue Point, which is killer studio on remakes. They did the Shadow of Colossus and Demon's Souls remakes, and they're let go. So the games industry sucks right now, but the games are around that who are surviving are doing really well. But I had mentioned on Blue Sky, like with all the bullshit in the industry, it's also not a bad year to go back to your Steam backlog and play some old titles, right? Like if you don't like the moves that some of these bigger companies are doing with their people and they're not treating people right, you can always vote with your wallet and play some of the classics you may have missed. I know I have a ton of stuff in my Steam library I haven't touched, so I'm definitely going to go back and play some of that.
Same. I've got like every goddamn Resident Evil up to this point you can get on Steam, just waiting for 9 to come out. So, which is next Friday. Very excited about that.
And you know what? Before 9, I think, Chard, you have some time to. We have that squad goal, and you're missing out on the.
We don't have
Final Fantasy 7
nothing.
Rebirth. You could pick it up and go through that.
Nope.
It's only like
I'm not
60
buying
hours
that
long.
game. I'm not buying
I'm
that.
sure
game.
it's on
Not
the bundle
I
somewhere.
don't have 60 hours to spend on that. So that's scary enough.
Like, you know what? The Seahawks, I know they won the NBA championship there for you or whatever, the World Series. But I bet you, together as a team, they had a squad goal, and that was playing through Dragon's Lair on the NES. I'm sure that's what brought them together. I'm sure that's what led them to a championship. So, you know. You guys want to show anything out?
The collective hate of Sam Darnold is what brought them together, so that tell everybody to shut the fuck up.
Jared, how do you tell folks where they can find you?
You can creep on over to Twitch and find me playing spooky games. I'm actually going through Alien Rogue Incursion in VR right now, and I have to wear the brown pants and not have a camera on because there are bathroom breaks that have to happen in between that game. Scary, great times, but you can find me over at Twitch, Chardmonk, all that stuff over there, and all social media contents, Blue Skies, X, Instagram, all that crap. Yeah, I'll be playing that stuff and getting geared up for Silent Hill Townfall, whenever that gets released, but more specifically Resident Evil 9. I'm gonna try and fire that up next weekend at some point once we get done with Alien Rogue Incursion, which is tough to play in VR because I can only go for like 2 hours, man. It's tiring. Like I'm losing weight and that's cool, and this is helping dramatically. But Jesus Christ, dude, it's
That's
I
stressful.
get winded real fast.
Oh yeah, no, like there's a few games I've tried playing in VR and I just baby steps.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's crazy.
Wolf, how about you? You want to shout anything out?
No, I need to finally get around to doing my not my Sisyphean, my Wheel of Pain game, and
Oh right,
so
you
I
got
gotta do that in the next couple weeks. It was a
Rascal.
PlayStation game.
Yeah,
Rascal, that was it.
God, I can't wait till you see.
He didn't even remember. Please forget.
I knew
Please
Jake
forget.
did.
No. I've seen Giant Bomb go through Rascal. That was a good time for me to watch. Not so much for them to play, but
Wolf's over here hoping it's like his parents forgot that he was supposed to be grounded this weekend, and he was
No,
going to
no,
sleep over.
I intend to play it. I just haven't had the chance. I've been busy with some other stuff. So yeah. Anyway, that's about it. And I've gone through basically I'm on the 7th Dungeon Crawler Carl book right now.
Nice.
The 8th one comes out in May. So I've gone through
speedrun
all
those
of
books.
them this year. Yes.
I hear they're
there's
making a board
audiobooks
game
of that
of
too.
one.
I think, right? I think I should
Is
check
there?
them out. Yeah.
That's how I'm
There's a book.
listening. That's how I'm
Oh,
going
okay.
through them. I'm
Okay.
listening to the
I might have to check that
audiobooks.
out.
I might do that at work.
Really good. Yeah, highly recommend. And there was apparently it got picked up for like potentially a TV series a couple years back. Who knows where that's
saw
at? But
Someone's making a tabletop game out of it too.
yeah,
That's what I saw.
Really?
So that looked kind of
I
cool.
wonder
Yeah.
what the
yeah.
system will be.
I'm kind of interested in getting that because it looks really wild. Like
Interesting.
based on what's in the books, I'm very interested to see what kind of tabletop game
heard.
that makes.
Rogue's actually got the books too, so maybe I'll force myself to sit down and read it some of these days.
They're really fun.
Oh, when Wolf does that, he's going to come over and I'm going to teach him defensive schemes for football this year, so he can call out cover twos and zero blitzes. This will be a good time.
All righty.
What about you,
Very
Jake?
Awesome. I'm still working on some videos related to Mario platform games. I'm going to hopefully have one of those coming out next week, but I'll update on B-Sky and over on our Discord. And of course, links to our Discord you can find over at pressbtocancel.com. There's a link to our Discord there. Feel free to join us and tell us what your favorite games are coming out this year, or how you also love Cinecross, because that might be a game of the year contender for me. That game is freaking rad. Like 15 hours in that damn thing.
Future episode,
as well, you
maybe?
can watch this live on Press B episodes live on Fridays around 9 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and on Twitch. And of course, you can listen to our audio only episodes on them following Monday on anywhere you listen to your favorite podcasts. Yeah, feel free to check us out. I think that's a wrap, guys. Good episode. And to everybody listening and watching, thanks very much and have a great week.
Go Hawks.